stories with you. We hope you enjoy our presentation.
At the beginning of each learning workshop, we do a learning workshop for the kids present. And we are ready to begin. First, the class members can show us what we are going to do by making a presentation with their writings. Then we go from the same single story.
Okay, we are writing Miss Aiken and Miss Tom who go around and ask us about our topics. And we need help to give us ideas about our writing. They also encourage us by telling us what we are doing well.
When we are finished, we write When we are finished with our writing assignment, we get to work on our own writing. We write in little blank books like we did in kindergarten. We could also write our own fiction stories with pictures, or we could just write what we want with no pictures.
Okay, next group. Read it out, guys.
Our first genre was people I love. First, we brainstormed people we love. My list included my mom, my dad, and my sister. I chose to write about my dad because I get to do a lot of things with him on the weekend. After we choose the person we want to write about, we draw a picture of what the person looked like. Then we describe the person with words. I chose to write about one of my friends. Next, we drew a picture of what the person liked to do. Once our picture was done, we wrote about what the person likes to do. I wrote about my dad and how he likes to spend time with me. On our last page, we drew a picture that shows what we love to do with the person. We then wrote why we chose that person. I love David, my dad, because he is fun to be with and hangs out with me.
All right, next group, starting with Julie.
Our next genre was Home Adventure Home. A home adventure home story is where you start at home and then you have an adventure and then you end up back at home. My story was about what happened when I ate parakeet food and I turned into a parakeet and flew to Australia. I flew back home after my adventure where I ate more parakeet food and I turned back into myself.
To get started, we brainstormed where we would travel to if we could travel anywhere. I wanted to travel to the rainforest. Then we drew a picture of that place. I drew a picture of a cheetah. Next, we brainstormed ways we would like to travel. And I drew a picture. One of my choices was a flying tomato. Then we brainstormed what we would do in the place where we would travel, and we drew a picture of that. I would save animals and then go back home.
After that, we were ready to write our home adventure home story. After we had been writing them all along, our pictures help us a lot. We really only needed our beginning and ending, which had to connect at the beginning of my story. I was playing Minecraft on my iPad in the bedroom. When I got stuck in after my adventure, I ran back home and I decided I would never play my iPad again because I did not want to get sleep.
Big project of the year. Nice and well, guys.
When we began our Real Leone study, we read a lot of Leo's books so we could learn about his writing style. We noticed that he puts a lot of expression and detail into his writing and illustrations. We also saw that his characters are usually animals, especially nuts. My favorite Leo Leone story was Tilly. The main character of my story was an actual fish whose name was Swims-On Up with Cat.
After that, we wrote our own endings to Real Leone stories by trying to solve the problem for the books Tilly and the Wall and It's Mine. When we created our own characters, the characters in my story
created our characters, we were ready to start making our own real-life story.
We started our stories by creating our illustrations first. We learned that Leo uses collage in most of his books and paints on glass and presses paper down on it to make his background. We did that for our pictures too. The picture we made showed the problem in our story. The problem in my story was that Mouse didn't have anyone to play with. Well, Gene.
Next, we made the illustration that shows the solution. My solution for the story was that the characters found a new referee for the boxing matches. He was nicer than the first referee. I made my illustration by painting the background on the glass like Leo did. Then I collaged my main characters, plus direction equal. Then we made the illustration that comes before the problem and after the solution. The illustration we made last was the beginning page. My first illustration showed where my characters were. They lived in the grassland. It also showed what they were doing before the problem happened. My characters were getting annoyed by a each at home.
After we finished creating all of our illustrations, we were ready to write our story. It was easy to write words out of our pictures. My story is about two snails named Slimy and Banana. My favorite part to write about was the problem because it was fun.
Finally, we sent our stories to the Aiken Thompson Publishing House, which is really just our two. They typed our stories for us. They put the words on our pictures. My story was about Bob the Shark and the two killer whales. The killer whales bullied Bob the Shark. To find out what happened, you have to read my book. After the words were glued on our pictures, our teachers photocopied the pages and glued them into our card book. We wrote about the author on the inside cover, and we made our dedication page. Everyone dedicated their book to different people. I dedicated my book to my brother. Finally, our books were done. When I first saw my published book, I was excited because I worked so hard on it. Writing our Leo Leone books was a big project. My favorite part of the process was making the characters like Leo did, because he would rip the paper to make it look like his mice had fur. When he got my published book, I was really happy because I didn't think I would finish. I was so relieved when I did finish, and I am very proud of myself.
And last group, everyone stand.
Our last genre for Writers' Workshop was all about books. We started by brainstorming topics. We have schema books. My brainstorming included hot dogs and hamburgers, Minecraft, and soccer. I chose to write about hot dogs and hamburgers.
After we chose our topic idea, we made a schema web. Then we sorted our information into categories. My topic was Skylanders. I chose it because I know a lot about it. This has been my favorite unit so far this year. And
Next, we made our table of contents and started our books. My book is all about horses. You will learn how strong they are and how fast they can run. Sebastian T.
We have all worked very hard on our writing this year. My favorite unit was our All About book because I got to write about hockey, my favorite sport. Thank you all for coming. We hope you enjoy our story. Tyler.